Unnecessary intro song to totally waste your time. Welcome to the complaint department. I am your chief complainer, Merkley, and today I will be complaining about the complainers who complain about AI. So if you're not interested in that subject, this would be your opportunity to go away. Well, you don't have to go anywhere, actually. You'll probably stay right where you are. Like, you don't need to walk away from your phone. You don't want to leave it unattended, for example. Like, I assume you're in Beverly Hills at a cafe trying to be photographed by the paparazzi. You know, you don't want to leave your phone out because people will find your nudes and then it's going to go all over the internet. But the good thing is we're long past the days where that's a problem, because now when your naked pictures get out on the internet, the pictures of you, 70-year-old dude that's listening, 65-year-old lady, when those weird pictures of you get out on the internet, you can just say, first of all, everybody will care about it. Will hit the news. Pictures of an old person naked on the internet. Scandal. You can just say, hey, it's AI. That's not me. I didn't do that. It's AI. Basically, everybody can do that now. Everybody can just say, that's not me. It's AI. You can go punch a baby in the face. People can record it. It's AI. It's AI. They faked it. Prove it. Prove it's not AI. Of course, they can prove it, but, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. And I don't know, you can try to lock up the technology, but it's going to leak out somewhere. There's too much money to be made. Anyway, I just watched the Rolling Stones' new video for their new song, and their new song sounds like all of their songs. It sounds exactly like the Rolling Stones. And if you like the Rolling Stones, you might like this song. Or you might just go, but I already like 10 of their other songs that sound just like this one. So do I have to like another song that sounds like their other songs? You can. I mean, look, it's interesting. Okay, so in the video, they use AI to de-age themselves, which is great because that's what they wanted to do. And I like that they wanted to do something and they were able to do it. That, I think, is great. And in the video, it's interesting to watch it because, as somebody that follows the technology, I'm just like going, well, geez, it looks pretty good if I didn't know it was AI, To see those guys in a modern video as their old selves, it's kind of strange. I assume that they still had a very expensive video shoot, and maybe they were in it and they had them de-age their face, or maybe they didn't even show up at all. Who knows? I don't think that's the question, but it might be, because AI is so good. Dance, Grok, all of these models are so good now. They are so good that it's almost impossible to tell an AI created image from regular, and it's mind blowing. I spend so much time every day on Grok, just regenerating old photos, making little music videos, getting ideas for videos, generating to see what I can do. Can I do this? Can I do that? I could do this, I'm so excited about the technology. It kind of reminds me about when I first bought my first synthesizer, where I just sit in my room and just play helicopter sounds and wind noises and spooky noises for hours without ever even making a song. I just want to see what I can do. What can this thing do? Could I do this? Could I, whatever, could I do this? Could I do that? And an incredible amount of time is wasted seeing what I could do if I were to do something. If I were to record this song, and if I were to put a music video to it, you know, and then it sits there, and I've created all the video clips for it, but am I going to actually assemble it into a music video? Because do I need how many music videos, completed music videos, do I need sitting on my computer, where if I die, there's a chance that nobody will even see those, because I'll probably die before I figure out how to hand over my passwords, or, maybe I'll just go, as old people do, I'll forget them, and I'll forget how to log into my things. And then I'll have a caretaker or a robot, that just runs off with my computer, and then everything's just gone, and nobody gives a shit anyway, Anyway, so I deal with that, but I still enjoy tinkering around and looking at the tools. But what's so annoying to me is you're having fun doing something, you're enjoying it. It's making art. It's being silly. It's being creative. It's just being creative. You can make a dress. You can doodle. You can take some dirt, clay, and you can make it into a pot, or you can make it into a face, or you can make it into a wiener, or you can make it into a fake turd and put it on your front porch. There's so many things you can do just for fun, just for enjoyment. Making things, singing a song, playing the ukulele, playing the drums, doing cartwheels, doing somersaults, painting a fence, writing your name in cursive, having fun, enjoying life, enjoying existence. And then off to your left or somewhere else, somebody else bitching about it, going,
you shouldn't do it that way. That's stupid. Why are you using that tool, you idiot? Well, synthesizers aren't real music, you idiot. Computers are dumb. They're soulless. There's no soul in computers.
Okay, yeah, a hammer doesn't have a soul either. A paintbrush doesn't have a soul. A canvas doesn't have a soul. Paint doesn't have a soul. A ukulele does not have a soul. AI does not have a soul. A typewriter does not have a soul. That's why we call them tools, you fucking idiots. Sorry, that was a little much. I didn't need to go that hard, but that's what I feel like, And so I watched that video. No, actually, out of order. I see this other video where it just is introduced in, it's a how-to thing, because I follow the industry, I follow the tools and see what the next thing is. So I see a lot of people that are just basically reviewing the latest and greatest new technology and whatever, and I'll put on those videos to see what's coming out. What can I get for free? Who's offering a sweet deal, And this guy said, I'm going to show you how to do a perfect lip sync to a music video, And that's how he's introducing his video. And his video starts off with a music video that he created. And let me tell you, the music video he created is fantastic. It's really good. The visuals are great. The concept is fantastic. It's about a guy who feels like an alien, and he's painted himself green, and he doesn't feel like he fits in. And the lyrics are very good. Had I written those lyrics, I would have been proud of those lyrics. The melody and every image he set up, every single shot is well thought out, well placed, well edited. You go back 15 years ago, you see that video and you go, what the holy shit, this is a great video. It still is, by the way. And I'm immediately just getting on his channel to comment, like, this is fucking amazing. And then But that's not the point of his video. You know, maybe he really cares about that video, but he comes on, and the video features a young, kind of mulatto kind of guy, half black, half white, or whatever, good looking, fashionable. And he's in all these artistic kind of scenes and very well composed and clean and dolly shots and everything just top notch, high fidelity, good shit. But then he comes on and he's this pudgy little bearded English guy, and he starts talking about how he made up this character named Kova, and he wrote this song, and and it's all, and he just shows you his workflow, right? And for anybody that's complaining about AI, first of all, you got to go watch this, because every single image he generated, the idea he generated, he had to just select after the idea. He's the one that decided green skin. He's the one that decided this. He's the one, all of these things he decided. And he used Suno, and he used C-Dance, and he used Higgsfield, and he used all kinds of tools. The same way the people that built my house used all kinds of tools to make my house. They used saws, they used hammers, they used paintbrushes, they used trucks and horses, because I'm imagining they probably used horses to bring the redwoods out of the mountains, But this guy thoughtfully went by, and then he had to linearly edit everything in. He had to slice. The process is actually not much different than making a music video from the old day. The difference is he was able to execute himself at home, and nobody's breathing down his neck. And nobody's saying, we don't have the money for that. We don't have the budget for that. I don't think we should have this character. We should have, no. Blah, 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 psh, psh, psh. All these people saying no, 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 no. This is how, what used to be a pain in the ass. This is what technology brings to the masses, is it gets rid of the naysayers, the gatekeepers. So anyway, this video is really good. And then, of course, the next thing is a Rolling Stones video that I see. And then I see a commentary by Justin Hawkins, who is the lead singer of The Darkness. And he's got a YouTube channel where he just offers cultural criticism, much like my own, but it's more music focused. And he likes to show his face, and I don't like to show my face. But he's one of these fucking AI. What are you using AI for? Just shitting on it, saying it's not good, it has no soul, because he wants to be the old school gatekeeper. He doesn't want anybody new coming in. He doesn't want somebody else. And of course, I don't dislike Justin Hawkins. I watch him because I kind of like him. He annoys the fuck out of me sometimes. He's a charming, handsome, kind of funny guy. He's got a good sense of humor. He's got half decent takes on art. And even when he doesn't, it's like, okay, I'd rather almost hear an artist talk about art than I would, just an average person. But anyway, listening to him, this is the other thing. He has two videos. He, went through a critique of, I watched Justin Hawkins for the last 5 years, however long he's been on. And he's had a lot to say about AI. And it's the very typical artist shitting on it. A new tool, it offends me. It's the end of the... Can it, buddy? Just shut the fuck up. You're complaining about a tool. A tool never put an artist out of a job. It might make you change your methods, but your ideas are still, your art is your idea. Anyway, he's making a commentary about the Stones, which is fun because he loves the Stones. He's been aping the Stones for his whole life. So now that the Stones are using AI, he has to think about things a little differently. So it was kind of fun to watch him kind of change his tune because his heroes were using the tools, But right along with doing that, he plays these political ads from Great Britain where somebody used his image as an anti-Labor Party kind of AI video political message. And he's all put out. You can't do this. Why'd you do this? I don't want to have anything to do with that. I didn't give my permission. And he goes and starts talking about this organization of all these artists that are banding together to protect their images and protect their rights and protect their, notice that they're not protecting the rights of everybody else. It's this self-important group of artists. No, we need special protection. But, and I'm getting annoyed at that, because it's just like, dude, you're a fucking artist. You put your stupid songs out into the world, and by no fault of anybody else's, they go into people's brains. They become earworms. They get stuck in there. You're like a virus on your best day, for good or for bad. Sometimes you're a good virus. Sometimes you're a really bad virus. But either way, you are part of a lopsided relationship with the world. Okay? People have to deal with you and your image. They do. If they go out in the world, they're going to hear your song. They have to deal with you, right? For you to have the nerve to say they can't use your image and use the tool and use art and use whatever to make a parody of you and to use your image, to make whatever message they want to make, to pretend like you have control, you have ownership for that, you're going to put a stop to that. I'm not going to let somebody... it's like when these artists like Neil Young gets pissed off or Journey gets pissed off or whoever gets pissed off because somebody used their song at a political rally. I didn't give my permission. Guess what? Nobody needs your fucking permission, dude. I don't need your permission to play your song. In fact, again, I should charge you for it. Every time I play it, I should send you a bill because it's an advertisement. Not only for your record, but for your dumb little fucking opinions. All right? When you release it out into the world, that's the deal you made. I don't care what the law has to say about it. I don't care what other philosophers have to say about it. This is my fucking channel, and that's what I have to say about it. You release your shit into the world, your ideas, your manipulative little ideas. Don't fucking cry when somebody remixes them and uses them in a way you don't like. Because who gives a shit whether you like it or not? You didn't ask my permission to float your fucking songs into my ear and ruin my day or ruin my fucking life. Did Devo ask me to set me on a course of negativity about humanity? Did they ask me? No, they fucking snuck that shit into my brain. They snuck it in there. So don't be surprised and don't be crying if I want to use Devo's image, them, their faces, with AI to write a song that is completely anti what they are about. If I want to do that as a piece of art, I'm not going to. I've got other ideas, but that would be fair. It would be fair for me to use Devo's image in a way that made Devo upset. That would be fair. Oh, but Merkley, that's fucking such a cheap shot. It's fucking it's fucking cheap shot, fucking what you're out of fucking control. How do you even fucking say this shit? You're not an artist. You're fuck. Okay. I get wrapped up about this, and I want to take this into something else too, because speaking about these tools, again, I'm absolutely blown away by it. I can't believe human brains got together and they figured out how to train code to reproduce images based on prompts that are so good. I can't believe it. Like I said, and here's the little thing, Grok. Okay, Grok, that's Elon Musk's company. I've got uncomfortable feelings about Elon Musk. On the one hand, I really think he's amazing. On the other hand, what's his companion shit? Why are you making companions, robot companions? That's not good. I don't think that's good. I don't know. Maybe it is though. you know, like I said, at some point, a lot of us are going to be infirm, and if there's a robot that can come wipe our ass and bring us a cookie, a warm cookie, at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Time for your cookie. Bark, bark, bleep, bloop, bloop. Have your cookie. Although it's going to look like whoever you want it to look like. And they'll be offering you, do you want the vagina installed? No, thanks. I don't think I need a robot with a vagina. But thanks for offering. Are you sure? It's a really good one. No, thanks. I don't want the vagina robot. I'm good. Free trial. It's a free trial. 30 days, money back. No, in fact, I'm going to go look for a different robot now because you're really pushing the vagina robot on me and I don't want it. Free trial. Just saying. It expires at midnight. See the clock? Clock's ticking down. 67% off. Anyway. So I use Grok, and I've been using it for a long time. Anyway, I need to say this. So you've got all these different companies out there doing this video stuff. They're doing the other stuff, chatbots and AI agents. But the thing I'm concerned with is the making images, because I do art, making images and making videos. And I hopped on the train at the very first days when Google Dream was coming out. I did images with that when it was just barely hallucinating things. I was making things back then because I find it fascinating. So I've been there the whole stage. Like the first AI music video I released was probably about 3.5 years ago, which seems like forever ago in technology terms. But all these different companies are coming out. Now, you've got the big contenders. You've got Kling, you've got Cdance, you've got Veo, and you've got Grok. But nobody talks about Grok as being one of the big contenders. And it's because of Elon Musk. They don't like Elon Musk because Elon Musk is associated with the right wing because he's white. And he talks about protecting white people. That's why they hate him. Okay? But I've used all these other these video things, but if you go to Google, you can't make hardly anything. You can't animate your own face as a kid because, no, we have a thing against, we can't animate kids. Yeah, but I want to tell a story from my point of view when I was 5. Yeah, but it's a child, so we can't do it. Okay, shit. Can't do it on open chat GPT. Cdance will kind of let you if you use a different thing, but these are expensive. Like Veo for a 10-second video is like $2. Cdance is about that much. And all these image makers these video makers are really expensive, but not considering what you're getting. It's easy to go, oh, that's expensive. Really? How much would it have cost you to do this video shoot? How much would it cost you to travel back in time? Did you have one of those machines? Do you have a time machine? Any idea how much a time machine costs? Time machines cost money by the hour, too. They rent them. They're very expensive. If you want to go back to 1932, they make you pay by the year, by the way. So the fact that the fact that I can, even at $2, generate a 10-second or 15-second clip with sound for $2 is insane. It's probably a good deal, but don't let them hear me say that, I don't want them to know that. But so there are all these expensive ones, but Grok, you see, for the last about year has been just as good or better than all these, but nobody's using it. And they've had this $30 a month Super Grok thing where for about the last year, it's almost been unlimited. So you could generate 100 10-second clips a day. And you'd just get bored and you'd stop. You very rarely reach a limit. And if you did, it would just bump you down to a lower resolution that you could easily upscale. Anyway, I don't want to get boring here. A little too late for that. A little too late for that, Berkeley. You got boring your first fucking sentence. You think you're... Oh, did you just say you don't want to get boring? Because you're fucking boring. But, yeah, so I've been using it to the max, and everybody's been using it to the max. And that's the other thing about Grok is Grok, where all these other companies put guardrails on, and you can't do this, can't do that. You can't depict this race. All the woke guardrail fucking commie annoying fucking shit. The first music video I made, you got to go to school to get that done. I made using images that I produced with Dolly 3, which was OpenAI's thing. Or was it OpenAI? Yeah, bless you, dum-dum. But I had to trick it because I couldn't. You just couldn't say fat trans person. You had to say body positive, blah, blah, blah. And the fact that I had to trick the AI into making the images I wanted to make, and it made them in this other way, it kind of made my video better in a roundabout way, because it wouldn't allow you to do... Anyway, it's just a pain in the ass working with companies that have these communist guardrail type shit up. Well, Elon's didn't have that. So you could generate, like I made a recording a while back, you could put a picture of your your neighbor or your old ex-girlfriend or whatever in there, and it would create a spicy, that's what they call it, spicy video of them looking like they're having an orgasm or dancing around all seductively and groaning and moaning. This is what it would do if you just said spicy. What button? You didn't have to put a whole prompt in. You just put an image in, and it will start going, all that shit, So a lot of people, and by the way, people were using Grok before I did. And apparently last year, I was kind of late to the Grok party because I didn't think, I don't know why I didn't take it seriously, but I didn't. Their interface was a little wonky or whatever. But apparently last year, it was wild, wild west, and people were doing literal porn, like super porn on Grok. No limitations. And again, hundreds of videos a day. You compare that. So if you just go dime for dime or dollar for dollar, you just say a Google video is $1, right? You do 200 a day. That's $200 a day. That's the value Grok was giving that none of the other companies were giving at all. Charging at the same quality level. You can find other cheaper things that didn't have the quality. But recently, I knew that it couldn't last. I thought, there's no way this can last. How is this little secret? Because when you watch the AI channels and stuff, nobody ever mentions Grok. They mention Cdance, they mention Veo, they mention Kling, they mention Hunyuan and Quen. They mention all of them, but not Grok. And Grok is, in my opinion, probably the best one for real motion. When you take an image and say, just animate this, it looks right off the bat, almost always completely imperceptible from a real video. Just really fantastic motion. It was bad with lip syncs for a while, but anyway, so it's uncensored. It's almost unlimited. And they offered it for free to free users. And then there's different tiers. There's the $30 tier, and they offer you the free trial. Going back to the, robot vagina. They say, want a free trial? Yeah, I'll have a free trial. $30 a month. And you go, I just don't like subscriptions at all. I'm like, I don't pay for shit like this. Is there another way? How about, and so I'm like, I'll cancel out of the free trial. I don't think I need to use it that much. I kind of go in fits and starts anyway when I use stuff. That's why I don't believe in subscriptions. Like if I buy a Netflix subscription, I watch Netflix 3 or 4 times a year. 3 or 4 times a year. And so my method has always been like, maybe I'll get a subscription to Hulu or Netflix for a month, and then I'll just binge on Netflix for a month and cancel. Because I'm a frugal motherfucker. Penny pincher is what they call me. But anyway, I knew it couldn't last. There's no way. I thought there's no way this compute time that they're giving, because it generated faster than anybody else too. Almost everybody else, you had to wait a lot longer for your video. You had to pay more. You had to wait longer. You were more guardrails, more censorship, more annoying fucking politics. Can't depict Trump like this. Can't depict, just nonsense. Okay, so finally, just this week, they started cracking down. All of a sudden, you generate 50 pictures, and it goes, you've reached your daily limit. Your daily limit, by the way, daily limit for pictures. Okay, I'll do videos. Generate 20 videos. Imagine $1 a piece. That's $20. You've reached your limit. But then you go into this other thing, the agent, and you can do 20 more. And they're cracking down. Okay, so I'm like wondering, is this just happening to me or whatever? So I asked Grok, I said, what's going on? Oh yeah, it's they're changing, they're cracking down. And they also, more censorship came in. They started getting sued for deep fakes. Turns out people don't like it if you animate them having an orgasm, or whatever with spicy mode. Turns out they don't like it if they're taking off their shirt, flashing their butt around. It turns out a lot of people get upset by that. I wonder why. But so they've been kind of cracking down on that, and it's kind of fair rules. The Wild West component of it, when I saw it, I just knew. I said, this can't last. There's no way this can last with a big company. He's too exposed. He's too international. It can't last. And so they've been clamping down. So I avoid Reddit like the plague, because Reddit is Reddit, and the worst type of people are on there. So, but I make the mistake to try to figure out, okay, I want to know what else is happening, because the thing about Grok is they don't publish their actual rules. They don't publish how many you get. So you're paying $30 a month. They're actually giving you way more than they should. Don't tell them I said that, But again, 30 videos. If you only made 30 videos, that would be your subscription price. For most places, you don't get an all-you-can-eat buffet that resets every day. You just don't. But I go to Grok, or I go to r/Grok on Reddit to see what people are saying about, did their daily limits, and I could not believe how bad Reddit is. So what I figured out, it's r/Grok. Okay, so Grok is an AI engine. It's got the chat, it's got the voice, it's got the companion, it's got the back end. It will program things. It's this whole envelope of things that Grok can do. But the r/Grok is 100% dudes making porn. That's what I found out. And it's just Grok. It's not like Grok porn or Grok NSFW. It's just Grok. And everybody, all of them are saying, Elon Musk, you fucking bait and switch, and he's a fucking piece of shit. And these people are complaining that they're all-you-can-eat buffet of being able to generate free porn. And I'm not saying this, you go there and look yourself. All of their complaints are about the porn aspect of it. Not making a music video like this guy that I talked about, not like about making the Rolling Stones music video, not like about making music videos where you cast your own family as I've been doing, as like an Osmonds, but all porn. Just all porn, and they're all just complaining. Fuck Elon Musk. And they've all been on this gravy train for at least the last year. You can see they've been generating nonstop porn over and over again, and now they're upset that they're being limited. I'm canceling my subscription for $30. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're upset. But you do realize it was a gravy train, right? You can understand why this is happening. You know, he gave you the crack. Now he's trying to get you on a higher tier. And even for $100 a month, it would, if you're generating the limits every day, you're getting the best deal by far on the internet. You just are. There's none, you're not going to get that out of VO. Like this is, I know I'm getting really boring, but the part where I want to focus on is just leftism. Reddit and leftism are one and the same. Okay? It's 100% perversion, resentment, and resentment. And I think those two things are, I usually say it's 100% resentment, but you can't get rid of the subversive perversion aspect about it. To see people openly complaining about the owner of the company whose product they use more than anybody else's. You know, that kind of entitlement is just baffling to me. And of course, I'm tempted to pipe in, but the last thing you want is to be in the minds of Redditors. You just, if you see a bunch, it's like when you see a bunch of black kids walking down the sidewalk with their pants down, you know, low, and their underwear hanging out, and they have dreadlocks and they're listening to drill music. Your job is to go to the other side of the street or take a turn and just avoid them completely. Avoid them completely. That's how I feel about Redditors. Because they're just like these. Well, I can only imagine that they're all kind of fat. They call themselves openly in this r/grok. I don't know what you call that on Reddit, but they call themselves Gooners. This is a new word that I just recently learned. But Gooners refers to people who just sit around, watch porn, and masturbate all day, you know? And apparently, there are a lot of people that are just simply proud of that now. And a lot of them are in this grok, r/grok thing on Reddit. And they couldn't be more upset that they're not being cut off completely, but that they're being constrained. Like, why you, Elon, why aren't you letting me make porn out of my former Sunday school teacher? Why? I am owed this. Okay, who's letting you do that, by the way? Is Google letting you do it? No, they don't? Oh, okay. And does CDance let you do that? Oh, they don't either? Oh, so nobody's letting you do that for free or for $30 a month. Nobody's letting you do that, but you're mad at me? The entitlement is insane. And you just look at it and you almost feel like that perversion is locked to that. You know, that resentment, the resentment, the perversion, the subversion, it's like they're a package deal. You know, like if you're not a resentful person, the chances you're going to be a full-on subversive degenerate are probably lower too. You know, and if you're a total degenerate, I don't know, they just seem like a package deal. And that entitlement, oh gosh, the entitlement is the part where I can't figure out, you know, like, how do you wake up in the morning and feel like it is my human right to gobble up electricity from a server with software and tool to make porn? It is my right. How dare you? Or, you know, I pay $30 of my hard-earned money. $30. Go take your $30 over to Google and see how far it gets you with your little porn making fantasy or whatever, your workflow. Your gooning, whatever the fuck you're doing. There's just no, and I feel like too, because I was testing mine and I was testing my limits, I was, okay, they're all saying, I only got 3 videos today, and then it said you reached your limit. I only got 10, you know, and you can sense that people are making it up, and they're making their own low numbers because they just want to be raged, and they want to cause, they think they're going to cause a public backlash. Like, if we're loud enough and if we Gooners unite and we all cancel our $30 a month subscriptions to, it's just like, okay, how many people belong to this group now? Huh? How many? Not very many, right? Do you think Elon is counting on your $30 a month? Or do you think he's burning this fucking money because he's got so much money, it's being subsidized by his other enterprises? That's why you're getting the deal. So you're canceling your subscriptions. I really doubt that's going to ping the radar of Elon Musk, who's worth almost $1 trillion. And he's got bigger plans for Grok than letting you make deepfakes of the lady that works at the bank, or your cousin, or whatever. Yeah, it's really a depressing site. Reddit is always depressing. It's like you go there for anything, and sometimes Google's become such a shit show. It's so bad now. You can't using Google to search for something is absolutely useless if you're trying to figure out how to repair your stove. How do I do this? How do I do that kind of thing? You have to go Google the term and then say Reddit, because at least Reddit, for some weird, terrible reason, does still have people sharing how to fix things or how to do XYZ thing. I can't figure out how to get my GitHub work. Okay, go on a Reddit forum and talk with some people. Talk with some Gooners who sit around on their computer all day. Yeah, so how does that tie into all this? Well, it ties in. It ties in because also these people, by the way, are the same people that if they find out there's AI used in something, that ain't real, that ain't real music, Bob. Bob, that ain't real music if it didn't come from a banjo. If it didn't come from a band. No, they don't say that. I got the wrong stereotype. Because they don't like banjos at all. There's probably not a banjo lovers Reddit group. I think you'll probably be banned for liking the banjo. And fair enough. But yeah, just the entitlement. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, why can't just people be reasonable? Is that really too much to ask? That's all I'm asking with the AI thing. Before you stand up and start wanting to complain about somebody making their art with the tools that are available to them, their expression, what they want to do, you might like it, you might not like it. Most of the time, none of these people are forcing you to listen to it. Really, seriously. Most of the time, most of the people you're complaining about, you'll never even see their music video because now we're out of this prison where if you wanted to make art, you had to sleep with the gatekeepers, literally, in Hollywood. Who are you going to do? What morals are you going to compromise to get through that gate? To whom will you sell your soul? And these people, I think part of it is, and I've noticed a lot of them, a lot of the biggest complainers are people who did sell their souls. They made the deals. They wanted to sell their souls. They woke up in the morning when they learned to play guitar, they were hoping, if I get good enough, maybe somebody will buy my soul. Maybe the devil will buy my soul. Lord, I hope one day that my soul will be worth enough, valuable enough to the devil that I can get a contract in Hollywood. And so a lot of people, Justin Hawkins, all the big complainers, you see them. They're all people that have sold the souls to the music industry. They became famous, and you can kind of understand why they might be bitter. It's like, well, I fucking sold my soul to get a music video of me dancing around acting like I'm the devil. I sold my soul to get a bunch of gay black dudes as backup dancers. I sold my soul, and you guys are doing it for free with AI. Fuck that. If I gotta sell my soul, if I gotta suck a dick, you gotta suck a dick. Actually, buddy, no, we don't. We didn't want to sell our souls. We didn't sell our souls. We wanted to just make art, and we weren't willing. You were, and now you're upset about it. And I feel your pain. Go write a song about it and record it and release it and see if anybody cares. Okay? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I don't owe you my fucking attention. And I certainly don't need to sit and listen to you tell me what tools are valid and what tools aren't. Can you imagine a fucking guy? Some guy's building a house. He's building his dream home. It's beautiful. He's taking all the time, putting all the boards, he's picking all his colors. And some fucking construction worker or some architect comes by and goes, "What are you using that for? That's stupid. This ain't a house. You used a fucking saw. This house is stupid. You used electrical fucking power tools. This ain't a house. It ain't a house unless you use a fucking stone. You gotta use a stone. It ain't a house unless it's built out of mud and logs." I just want people to be reasonable. That's all. And I want people to stop trying to gatekeep other people. And I want people to realize, hey, I got a good deal for a long time. That gravy train might be going away. At some point, I'm going to have to start paying for these miracle tools. You know, I found ways around it. Trust me. That free trial, I'll take the free trial. There's ways to take the free trial many times between me and you. You can generate a lot of music video shit with a 3-day trial. Well, you used to. Now you're going to be limited. You're going to be limited to like 20 videos a day. So your free trial is only going to give you a value of about, 300. What would cost you about $300 or $400 on Google or Dancer. You people do not care about this. I know. I can hear the swiping. I can hear it, and that's fine. Regardless, a little bit of gratitude. That's all. That's all I'm asking people. How about some gratitude? Just be reasonable. Be fair. That guy, I said this to that comment. Remember the guy? He made his video and he just, as a passing thing, it wasn't even like the point of his video. He was just going to show you how he made his video without even acknowledging the fact that the video is fucking great and the song's great. He's down. He just, oh, here's this video I made. I'll show you how I made it. Dude, the fucking video is amazing. It's one of the best videos I've seen in AI, But that's the comment I left. I said, it's cool and it's amazing that you made this Kova character up and it's great, but I'll tell you something. If that image was you and not this handsome young model kid, but it was you with every single thing in the video being the same, the painted green, the sets and everything, I think it would be even more compelling. I'm glad that you were able to do it that way. But now you might have this desire to do more Kova things. And I don't think you need to. I think Kova can exist for this one little song and that's all. And that's the beauty of AI too, is Kova doesn't exist. He doesn't exist, okay? So Kova isn't going to talk shit about your favorite political guy. He's not going to disappoint you and break your heart. I already went over this in that other video of that woman, that fake AI thing that I don't remember her name anymore. But it's fine. That's the wonderful thing, is you don't have to. Kova doesn't exist. Kova didn't have to sell his soul to the devil. Kova is just a figment of this YouTubers, his AI YouTuber, is part of his imagination. It's a product. He used it as a character in a book that he'd written, so to speak, much as Mark Twain and Charles Dickens did. Made up a character. He told a story using this character. But my comment to him was, it would have been just as compelling if it was you, at whatever age and whatever form. And I only said that not because I need him or want him to do that, but it's important that people remember he's the guy that did that. He's the person that dreamt the concept, spent the few or four, he probably spent 3 or 4 days just in physical, actual time making that video, probably pacing about it. When I make a video or when I'm making a piece of art and I'm in it and then I'm thinking about the idea, and sometimes I go, ooh, that's a good idea. Oh, and then I get up and I start pacing around the house, and it's just like, and especially if I'm getting really inspired, like I get nervous. Sometimes you make something that's super good and something's feeling really good and you're like, oh man, this is really good. And you pace around the room. What's the next thing? What's the idea? What's the angle here in this story that's missing? What is it? And you can even get kind of, at least I do sometimes, I get in the mode where, okay, this is going so good, I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to fuck it up. Don't fuck up this song. Don't fuck up this video, Because sometimes something gets to be that good. So I'm guessing that guy has gone through this while making this video that he's trying to downplay and trying to say, oh, I don't really care about the video. I'm just, I'm a guy that's just trying to teach you how to make shit. But I'm there for that guy. That's what I said. I said, look, I'm here for that. I'm coming by. I'm subscribing now because that came out of your brain. That came out of your soul. That's what you wanted to communicate. I don't care what tools you made or used to make it. You put your stamp of approval on it. That is evidence of your existence. I don't care what tools you make. This song that you made with Kova, that's you. That's your soul. And I feel it and I know it and I love it. So keep making fucking shit like that. Keep making stuff that's inspirational. Anyway. I just want you to know that I annoy myself probably 10 times as much as I annoy you. So don't you worry about being annoyed with me. You'll never beat me at being annoyed by me, okay? And having said that, here's a song that I wrote about a decade ago that for some reason, while I was ranting just now, popped into my mind. I don't know why it relates, but I feel like it kind of does because of the Rolling Stones, feeling nostalgic. And anyway, here you go. It sucks, but you didn't pay for shit. You stole my videotapes and threw them in the trash. I'll do whatever it takes to get my memories back. I'll knock you, baby, right down to the ground if I must. I'll burn you, baby, right down to the ash, to the dust. I want my video tapes back. I want my video tapes back. We'll take a little old ride to the municipal dome, to the mountain of garbage into which you will jump. You're gonna sift through it, baby. Every bag, every box. You're gonna sift through the rubbish, all the scraps, all the dirty old socks. I want my video tapes back. I want my video tapes back. All the birthdays and weddings and anniversaries, the honeymoon and vacations, the pranks you pulled on me, all the picnics on beaches by the clear blue sea, all the proof, all the evidence that I love you and you love me. I want my video tapes back. I want my video tapes back.